Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 14 of Performance Racing League, PRL Midweek Tier. I'm your host tonight, Hoop EK, and I've been joined by a very special guest from 6 hours in the future, Jesper. How are you doing, Jesper?
I am extremely tired, but excited to be here.
We'll have a little bit of adrenaline for you. Maybe it'll keep you up a little bit longer before you crash out.
Absolutely. Some racing will always do me some good.
So yeah, season premiere of Season 14. We're at Imola for midweek. And already we have some drivers out on the track. Let's see if I can get everything set up here. Got the map. Okay, we will have spin and win, so we're looking at a 19-car field today. Fantastic news.
Yeah, big showing for the premiere, as usual.
Yep, generating a little bit more excitement, I think, this season with the new game. Sounds like there's some getting used to that's needed for the new game, but still a lot of excitement. I think we're really trending in the right direction with how the car feels in F125.
Yeah, obviously myself, I didn't play it, but it didn't look very good. Um, yeah, this game, it generally feels a little bit like F1 2020, which I think everyone has fond memories of, so it's definitely a step in the right direction for sure. I think we have Mr. Hex about to start a hot lap.
Yep, we're on board with Hex now. Hex coming back into a full-time role after a couple of seasons as a reserve, playing sparingly. Can you run us through the lap real quick, Jesper? We'll follow on board with Hex.
Yeah, absolutely. Into turns 2 and 3. Of course, turn 1 is a little bit of a kink. As it gets a little bit squirrely, the exit, and into the second set of chicanes. And he, again, a little bit squirrely there. The long left-hander now wants to stay as close as possible to the apex. Gets a decent-ish exit. Uses a little PRS updale as well. Through the quick left-hander. Very solid so far. Through Aqua Minerali, the one turn I actually know the name of. A very tricky uphill. Easy to lose the back end, but it looks solid so far. Through this chicane where you can absolutely send the car, Mr. Hex a little bit cautiously. Of course, it's just a banker for now. Coming down to the final set of real challenge of a corner. Number 1 and number 2, and then up to the line with a little bit of kink to end the lap. And it's going to be a 1:16.4 basically, 1:16.3. Rusty also comes across the line with a 1:16.8.
Yeah, getting our first wave of cars coming over the line now. 1:16 is pretty solid banker laps. Trying to think of what a pole lap around here might look like. Probably into the 1:14s.
Yeah, I've just jumped on board with Ace, and he has touched a wall, which is not ideal for setting a quick lap. There's plenty of time to go again, and I don't think there was any damage actually.
Yeah, car still looks clean.
Yeah, just a little bit grassy, but that's fine.
Yeah, obviously not happy with how that lap was going. He ducks into the pit lane. Let's see, we got a whole train of cars coming across the line now. I think most of those actually setting laps. Mr. Obese Mode went P4 in the McLaren. The Williams as well, trying to get out of the way of the McLaren. That was a very close call. That was FBI agent starting a hot lap. Actually, go to him. I think he's going to be one of the main championship contenders this season. Joined partway through last season's campaign. It looks like he has a purple Sector 1 for now. Of course, the game says everyone has a purple sector 1 for some reason. Really took it to Gord Sauce at the end of season 13. This Heavy Chalice takes provisional pole by about half a tenth.
Yeah, I was on board for that lap. It looked very good, pushing the absolute limits of the track. But yeah, a solid banker for sure.
Yep, Chalice definitely showed some pace last season as well, fighting for a couple of podiums. Certainly a lot of top 5 finishes as well. Part of that kind of influx of drivers we got in the middle of last season. Glad to see that they're sticking around. So I'm watching FBI agent head towards the line. He'll be the first one to cut the beam with the 115s, the 115.6.
7/10 ahead of the next car. A very solid lap.
Watched Gord Sauce, his likely championship rival, get by, and he immediately invalidates after I go to him. He ran just over the curb on the inside. I think that's the exit of Villeneuve chicane, and he'll have to get her going and try again.
Yeah, Gortz was obviously struggling a little bit with the new game. He had a lot of struggles in Brazil. Showed some pace in qualifying, but then fell back through the race and couldn't really get close to the front guys there.
Yeah, a new game. I like to think of it as like a new set of technical regs, right? Everyone's getting used to the new car, the feeling of a new game, and some guys are able to adapt a little quicker than others. Sometimes the new game fits the guy's driving style a little bit more than others. I think tire wear is a little bit more important, and handling tire wear is a little bit more important in this game. And trying to manage your pace and manage the wear over a full race. Some guys will need some time to get used to that.
Yeah, for sure. We saw during Sunday that a different set of pit stop strategies can work out. We had a one-stop versus a two-stop, and it ended up being quite a close fight.
Oh, spot up has gone off in that 2, 3, 4 section, trying to get it out of the gravel. And you can get stuck in the gravel in this game, it sounds like. So it's able to get it going. Trying to stay out of everyone's way, but a lot of cars coming.
Yeah, getting stuck in the gravel would not be a fun way to go out. Obviously, we're a little bit lucky with having the reset to track option, obviously, if you are fully stuck, but should be avoided at all costs. Win looks to be on a quick lap, sending it through the final chicane, and now down towards the final couple of corners here.
Ripping the car into Ravazza. Took a lot of curb on the inside. Really easy to get stuck on those curves.
Yeah, you don't want to run too low of a setup, because P3, 6/10 of FBI agents. Rusty to P4.
Oh, look at that. 116.2 for Rusty. Pretty tight in the top 6 or so. Well, after those first 2, of course, but that P3 to P6 all rather close together. Ooh, I'm on board with Ace right now. Big lockup into the that tight chicane. I guess that's Alta, maybe?
I have no clue.
Yeah, a lot of rear locking here from the Haas. Ace back at it after reserving a bit last season. He's up to P5 after all that. Exactly a 10th behind Rusty.
Yeah, very solid lap. Only half the session to go now, so it's about time you get a solid lap in.
I think that was a disgruntled Muppet just laying down a lap at P7, 1:16.4s.
Words was allegedly on 2 purples. We'll see if the game is actually telling the truth or not very, very soon. Up to the line for the Canadian.
Well, yep, there we go. Provisional P1.
Yeah, 15.4 from the Canadian.
Let's see, who else is coming across the lines? It looks like Spin and Win very much improving. It said a second through the first 2 sectors, and indeed it was. He will take provisional pole.
Wow.
So we're probably the top 3 that I would expect in whatever order, just on sheer pace between Spin, Gord, and FBI.
Yeah, that's a very solid shout. One I have as an honorable mention is about to cross the line. Mr. Hex goes P5.
Yep, P5.
6/10.
Ooh.
FBI agents improves to 15-1, almost into the 14s.
Yeah, I'm glad I kept my mouth shut because I was about to say that maybe the 1:14s for pole lap, like I mentioned earlier, may have been a little ambitious, but now I think it's certainly within distance for FBI agent and Spin and Gord.
Yeah, if one of them just absolutely nails the lap, I definitely think we could see a 1:14 being set this fine evening. Oh, it's Bronco, the other Canadian, or one of the other Canadians. There are a few of them. Here we go through the final couple of turns. Don't think it's gonna be quite pole, but it's not gonna be super far off. 1.5 seconds. 10th place.
Yep, slots right into that midfield. It's a very busy midfield, I'd say, in midweek. A lot of drivers very close to each other on pace. You should see some great battles for this one.
Yeah, this is usually what happens when with only one tier. You have a couple of guys at the front, you usually have a couple of guys at the back as well, and then the midfield often gets very packed. Some very good racing usually ends up happening in the midfield. Four minutes to go. Very short lap, but a long pit lane. So if you're going out now, you might not have time to go back into the pits.
Yeah, this is probably your last run if you've already left the pit lane. There we go. We were able to get our last driver in, so now we have a full 20-car grid.
That is something we love to see.
Oh man, I just got on board with Heavy Chalice as he was starting another push lap, and I think he went over into turn 2 and is immediately invalidated. So we'll need to get back around. Hopefully, he has enough fuel for another push lap. But
he might have enough fuel for the push lap, but he will trundle in back into the pits with zero fuel. Luckily, there is no fuel samples that needs to be handed in.
Jumping around a little bit, trying to see who's near the front of this queue. There's Chalice and Spin and Northern Canuck is actually the first one in the queue that's on a push lap. He's making his way through the Alta chicane. Good to see Canuck back in PRL. Didn't really play too much last game. That's totally understandable, but very happy to have him back. He'll find a small improvement.
Yeah, up to P14. Jumps spot up. Goes down to P15 as someone jumped a bit.
Toneless. I think he was hadn't quite set a lap yet, but Toneless Death up to P4 with that lap. So pretty solid pairing for the Mercedes this season, I'd say.
Yeah, it could be the team to watch out for.
So trying to keep up with who is where.
We have two coming to the end of the lap. One of the newer guys, I think. Oh, no,
he
dives
ducks
into
in.
the pits.
I think he was a tenth or two down. Spot up. Improving very slightly.
If can find some time in the final sector.
Don't know if I get the name right, but Kuaruma, perhaps? I believe he's starting his push lap. He was able to join with a couple minutes left in quali. I can't see how much time is left, though, because we have the perpetual yellow flags.
Yeah, that is something about 40 seconds. There we go.
40 seconds. There we go. The Ferraris are attached to each other down the main straight as Spin starting his final push lap.
Yeah. Kuaruma ended the race on Sunday in P13, so a solid showing. Is maybe hoping for a little bit more today.
See, Gord got to the line in time. He's starting his final push lap. Keeping an eye on him and Spin and Win. And FBI is out there as well, making his way through Aqua Minerale as time runs out.
Yeah, the checkered is down. A couple of drivers are now done.
Gord has found about 3/10 through the first sector even, so possibly a really good showing from him on this lap.
Yeah, and Kuaruma goes P10, a solid one run.
See, FBI does not improve. Spin only about a half-tenth up. That's not going to be enough for him. Oh, wow, he found a lot. The third sector, 1:15.2, just missed out, just under a tenth. Gord's still improving by about 3/10. He's going to need to find a little bit more to get to FBI.
Oh, it goes a little bit deep.
Ooh, a little wide there, but kept it on the track. Big wobble out of the final corner. That's going to cost him. Will he still improve? He will. That wobble cost him.
Yeah, those couple of mistakes there at the end, and he's gonna know it himself.
0.02 of a second. Gord Sauce just missing out on pole to his championship rival. And we'll go ahead and say that. I think the championship battle is probably going to be between these two. 0.02 of a second in the opening round. Let's see, Ace is the only one
coming up to the line.
He is about 17 seconds off, though, as he crosses the line. Wow. So we got really, really close there at the end. Very busy track. Everyone throwing in their final attempts.
Yeah, the front three within a tenth. It's going to be exciting.
So FBI Agent will take pole position. Gord Sauce just missing out 0.02 of a second. One of the closest qualifyings I've seen. Spin and Win third. Heavy Chalice. Toneless. Mr. Hex. Ace. The Pickle Tickle. Rusty and Echo Alex are the top 10. Kuaruma was 11th, Muppet 12th, JDJ, Bronco, Obese Mode, Spot Up, Vinny, Canuck, Tours, and Ghost Viper. Wow, I just got there in time. I started listing everyone, and then I was like, man, there's a full 20-car grid. I don't know if I'm going to get through this in time.
Yeah, you always start off with the full name, and then you see the timer starts ticking down. So it ends up just being a couple of abbreviations or the nicknames.
It's like, yeah,
at the end.
everyone has two names, right? It's the full name and also whatever we call them when we have half a second to say their name.
Yeah. Right. What is everyone doing for strategy? Haven't really driven her here. I've done a few laps, but I do not know the strategy.
I think
But
it's certainly a one-stop.
Yeah, you don't want to do two because the pit lane is so long and slow. One of the slower ones to do a pit stop on.
I think it may come down to how confident are you that you can manage your tires over the course of the race. I could see someone getting aggressive and going like soft hard, probably medium hard for most of the field.
Yeah, I think it's going to depend on if people think it's going to be a safety car or not, or whether they think the safety car is going to come out later in the race.
It's like, I'm no gambling man, but I will say with a 20-car grid at Imola, I could see some sort of intervention early.
I am a gambling man, so I would run minus 4 laps of fuel and soft tires. And then you see me retire on lap 25.
Yeah, haven't figured out which tracks are the big fuel-saving tracks. It seems like every game, or at least when I started playing online in F123, it was a handful of tracks. So then last year it was a different handful of tracks that you really had to overfuel on. Don't think.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Imola is one of those tracks this year, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out at the end of the race if we see any drivers in the Discord saying, "I ran out of fuel with 3 laps to go."
So one year it was Zandvoort. There were a couple of really good fuel mileage races.
Yeah,
at Zandvoort.
last season I think it was Suzuka as well.
Suzuka, yep. And then 23, it was Qatar, like really bad. So we're going to get the formation lap underway, which is great for us because that means we have time to set everything up. I didn't like not having a formation lap because it was like, all right, now the race is starting and we have no information.
Yeah, Rusty is already disqualified. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I guess they'll just bring him back around. Can't remember how disqualifications work on the formation lap, but so we got
you just get set to the grid with a set tire heating.
So we have a little bit of everything on the grid. We've got quite a few mediums. We have Spin and Win, the Pickle Tickle, so both Ferraris and Mr. Obese Mode and the McLaren are on hards, and then Kuaruma and JDJ are starting on softs. So most of the field on the medium tire.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if those soft runners can get a few places here at the start. I'm actually going to go on board on one of them for the starts and see what I see.
And I'm sure Spin and Win will have to be very defensive into turn 2, the first real braking zone, trying to keep the medium runners behind him.
Possible race strategies are saying 2 or 3 stops, which I definitely doubt we'll see. 2 stop, maybe, but a 3 stop, I definitely don't think.
Yep. Another pair of disqualifications rolling in.
Yeah, they're just missing their grid spots and getting resets.
We're gonna spin and win like sideways in his box. As we have 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They have been extinguished. We are underway. Season 14 of Midweek. Good jump for FBI. And Spin having a good jump on the hards. He'll get to the inside. Very close racing. We have a couple cars off in the gravel.
Oh yeah, that's a Ferrari of Pickle.
We're going to stay on board as Spinowin still fighting with FBI, trying to get that top spot on the hard tire. He's going around the outside of whatever. Can't remember the name of the corner. I'm going to pretend like I know, but I don't. Spinowin has taken the lead. It's like I have a map somewhere.
Yeah. So Spinowin takes the lead, but Pickle is at the back, losing 12 spots on the first lap. Not what you want around a track like Imola.
Oh, yep, here we go. I just have to hop away for a second to drop an invite. Seems like we have lost Echo Alex. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens here.
I did tell people to add me, and the only one who added me was FBI agent, so I don't have basically anyone.
I thought I had him.
Spinowin sets the fastest lap as DRS gets activated.
Okay, let me set something up real quick here. Yep, Spin already pulling away a little bit. Hasn't quite broken that DRS toe, but...
Yeah, FBI agent sitting on right on that edge of dirty air, about 7 tenths.
Here we go. So you said it was the Pickle Tickle that was sent off into the gravel then, and Echo is dropped. Let's try this again.
Yeah, the AI unfortunately isn't very quick, so they have dropped as well.
I thought I had him. I'm going through my EA friends. I don't think I have you, Echo. Are you able to join through like someone's PlayStation network, like a previous invite that someone sent you? Sometimes those will still work.
It looks like they're on Xbox.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's because it's through EA. I don't have you on EA. We're going to Spinowin setting the fastest lap of the race there. He and FBI have pulled away from Gord a bit. Gord already 1.4 seconds behind the McLaren. His teammate
Gord under pressure from their teammates.
I think that was possibly Heavy Chalice or Ace getting by JDJ into turn 2. And we already have our first round of penalties. Mr. Hex, lap 3, 3-second penalty. At this rate, 32 seconds of penalties will be heading his way.
Well, FBI agent did get a minute in Brazil, which got him disqualified.
Yeah, I did see that it was 3 seconds all at once, over and over and over again.
Yeah, lap 11 just decided to say no. And yeah, an unfortunate disqualification for FBI agents.
So watching Ace just kind of lead this train from P7. There's some movement behind. I believe that's Disgruntled getting by Obese Mode. Agents just swapped positions. Dirty Air, a little bit more of a thing, it seems, in this one. In this iteration of the game. So,
yeah, as soon as... Oh, good.
So, now I forgot what I was going to say. Just go for it, Jesper.
Yeah, as soon as you get inside of about 7 temps, you
Oh, we have a
start to
collision.
feel.
Oh,
Oh
just
no.
I believe that was Ace and JDJ getting into each other through turn 2 or turn 3, and they have lost a lot of spots here. Ace falling to
Yeah,
P19.
and I think there was a V-carb of JDJ and Vinny also having some contact, I think, on the rejoin for JDJ.
Oh, man. So that reshuffles that train that we were watching, just for an old Muppet now leading that group, which is shrunk by a couple of cars now. He inherits P7. As a Heavy Chalice and Hex go side by side out of the chicane there, and Chalice will take P5. Just must have got that much better of an exit. Though Hex will have a chance to respond with DRS.
I wonder if Gord is running very low wings because he pulls away from his teammates on the straights, at least at the start of it. Then about halfway, as Gorsos has a mistake and Toneless gets ahead anyways. Never mind me then.
Yeah, so many cars to keep up with now. And still early in the race, so many battles going on. Hopefully catching all the good ones here, but I was about to say that Ghost Viper was up 10 spots, and then it says that he is disconnected, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Yeah, it started P20.
I think I have him. Hold on. I'll send him an invite if I do.
Yes, double check and see if you have Echo Alex on your EA as well, just in case. Yeah, Viper up 10 spots. I think we caught Spot Up getting by Tours in the background earlier. So Spot Up from 16th to P11. Tours up 7 to P12. Yeah, and looking at the track map, you can just see how tight it is as we get into the midfield.
Hold on.
A couple of DRS overtakes there. Gord still in the dirty air of his teammate. Yeah, was very surprised that Toneless had the first pick in our roster draft this season, as he showed a ton of pace in midweek last season. So this Mercedes duo, definitely one to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they are definitely one of the stronger pairings on this grid.
There you go. So Gord running wide out of the chicane there, picks up his 3-second time penalty. I'm sure we will see many, many more before this one is over.
I did not have either Ghost Viper or Echo, unfortunately. But since Ghost Viper is on PS, I've sent them a friend request. Hopefully they accept so I can send them an invite.
Yeah, Echo, my EA, I believe is just my regular username. It's HoopBK. Instead of O's, it's zeros. Might be a capital H. And we have a full course safety car. Who'd we lose?
Perfect.
Oh, Kuruma has smashed into the wall at the pit entrance. And it looks like he's kind of got himself stuck. Brings out, necessitates the intervention from the safety car. Hopefully gets these guys a chance to get back in. Before the safety car had come out, was watching Bronco and P13 just drift around Ravaza, I believe the final corners are called. Just absolutely sliding the rear. Full push.
Yeah, the rears are not gonna like that.
May not matter. He might just come in and throw on a new set now.
Yeah, very true. What
Wonder.
would you do here? Would you box or would you stay out?
Ooh. I think I could come in and make the hards last from this point.
Well, spin a wing comes in off the hearts.
Yeah, interesting call there. He will almost certainly have to stop again, but hop on and see who all comes in. And, ooh,
Oh no.
10-second penalty for Hex for running into Gord, it seems. Oh, Beast Mode is on the hards already. He stays out and inherits the lead. He might be the only one.
Certainly. No, Disgruntled Muppet has. No, never mind.
I'm
They kick Sauber and just has the last pitbox. Never mind.
seeing the ghost of Echo Alex stay out. He will gain a couple of spots. Still trying to get you back in, Alex. Let's see if... Here we go. You may have suboptimal strategy now, but you might be able to get back in.
Yeah, and I did send an invite to Ghost Viper.
Let's
Try and send him another one.
Seems like he's been going in and out. Let's see. I accepted. Here we go. I've sent an EA invite to you, Alex. Hopefully that'll come through and we can get you back into this one. And I know how frustrating it is for something beyond your control to just take you out of the race here.
Yeah, and Ghost Viper has joined back, so exciting times.
There we go. Sorry that took so long. But Echo is back in as well. So he and Beast Mode and I guess JDJ, who had pitted a few laps prior to repair wing damage, are the other ones really on old tires. Kuaruma had come in. He was the cause of the safety car. His mediums are 1 lap fresher than everyone else. Yeah, if you went from hard to medium, it might be a little bit tougher for you. And, Obese Mode has changed his mind. He will come in to replace the hards. Still think you're just going to need another stop if you've put the mediums on for the long run.
Yeah, I definitely think the guys on mediums will have to stop again. I don't see them doing... what's that, 20 something odd laps on the mediums. It just doesn't work on this game anymore, at least with keeping pace as well. But the hards might just do it, but it might be quicker to stop again at the end. Especially if we get a safety car. I think we'll see everyone in again, basically.
Oh, absolutely. I think if you take good care of the hards from this point, you might be able to get to the end. But I think managing the wear and also being in a battle with those around you on a safety car restart, it's a tough balancing act, right? You don't want to lose too many positions, but now you don't want to push the tires so hard at the beginning of green flag laps that you've taken yourself out of that possible one stop. Looks like we'll have one more behind the safety car.
We're just waiting for Quaruma to catch back up. Of course, in this game, we follow the safety car rules, opposed to Michael Massey.
So, yeah, no one-lap shootouts here.
Yeah, instead we get 3-lap shootouts because that's when it goes in no matter what. And, lapped cars, they don't exist in this game.
Yeah, if you're lapped, then it's over for you. Sorry. They,
Yeah.
the race director does not care about you anymore. Taking a quick look at our big movers. I know a couple of cars have stayed out, and that has affected here, such as Echo Alex up 6 from his start. Spot up 6 as well from 16th to 10th. Ghost Viper from 20th to 12th. He's our biggest gainer with 8 spots. Tours up 6. And some of our fallers have been Ace, involved in that early incident, has fallen from 7th to 15th. The Pickle Tickle also involved in that from 8th to 17th. He's dropped to 9. And Kuaruma started 11th, is also dropped 9 to the rear of the field. We will finally have some green flag racing.
Yeah, safety car in. Win is now in control of the pack. Question is, when does he go?
Looks like he goes pretty early, in between the Ravazas, and we are back to green flag conditions. Big jump in the back. I believe that's Gord on Echo with the new tires. He's able to get alongside, gets to the inside, and completes the move before turn 2. So Gord having to navigate past the racer on older tires, but does so very quickly and moves back to P4.
Yeah, and I was about to yell safety car again, but it's just not changing, so don't mind that.
Yep, for myself as well.
Fantastic game, EA.
Fred's still playing nice, watching Ghost Viper get on the back of Rusty. Rusty running wide, and Ghost Viper's going to take advantage of that. Get by him into P11. Whoo! Almost runs into the back of Spot Up, though, going into Aqua Minerale. That's a very tricky braking zone, Aqua Minerale. It's like a flick to the right, and then almost like a trail brake into a harder right turn. Ghost Viper going really aggressive. He gets to the inside of Spot Up here, which is kind of riding on board.
Yeah, and I'm just behind on the Ace Edge as well. Picked up a 3-second time penalty just behind Rusty, trying to get a move.
Very close there. Viper almost into the back of Spot Up, but gets around him. See if he completes the move. He does. Yeah, going very aggressive here. Trying to make up for possibly some lost time. Sticking to the inside. And covers off any sort of retort that Spot Up might be able to offer.
Oh, someone just flew out into the gravel. That's Bronco.
It's the Red Bull of Bronco back on the track now. In the P17. It still says we're under safety car, so good job, gang. Killing it.
Yeah. I think it'll be there until we get a yellow flag or something like that.
Okay, Spin and Win still out front, pulling away a little from FBI. Just around the second mark.
Muppet is on the back of Alex. Taking some grass, trying to go around the outside.
Wow, big move there. Let's see if they're able to keep it clean, and they are. Oh, except a big wobble from Alex. Probably dipped a tire in the grass on the way back around as well. So Muppet will take the position, and Alex starting to deal with 12 lap-old mediums at this point.
Yeah, and JTJ has a little bit of a look on Muppet.
Oh man, big moves into turn 2 here. Watching this Rusty Tours Ace group. Oh, and I think that's it for Alex. He's put it in the wall. Some big damage, but we're going to stay green. Just the tough going for Alex here. Between the disconnect, and that'll drop him to the rear of the field, and he will box to repair, but also he hasn't made a pit stop yet, so Maybe we can finally get on some hard tires.
Yeah, and we'll probably be looking to going to the end from here, unless we have another safety car.
Yeah, I'd say right around now is where the if we had stayed green, the one stop would have. This would have been the pit window, I think.
Whew. Yeah.
Well, a lot of wobbling back here, watching the battle for 14th. It's the Pickle Tickle, Spot Up, Bronco, just a trail of cars.
Brewers taking the outside into turn 2, but makes the move just before.
And he's up into P10. FBI has been clinging on to the rear of Spin and Win. We had talked about how Spin was pulling away a little bit to about a second, but FBI has reined him in to about 7/10. Still within DRS, and Gord, it's his turn to try to hang on to DRS.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit more comfortable now. I think he's settling into the race. I think Asich and Rossi has gone side by side through the final chicane and continuing their battle into the Rivazzas. A little bit of wheel banging as well.
Whew. Yeah, Rusty going side by side with Obismo back here.
Yeah, hard but fair racing so far. Round the outside goes obese mode, and he goes past up to P12.
Great name, by the way, Mr. Obese Mode. So we have some really good names in this league, I'd say.
Yeah, Pickle Tickle and the Obese Mode are the favorites, I have to say.
Jordan, we'd love to have you. This is a Performance Racing League, PRL. I believe the link to our Discord is in the description of our Twitch page. Yes, both our Discord link and YouTube link should be on our Twitch profile. We'd love to have you. Just give her a click and start our short onboarding process, and we'd love to have you in a couple of these races.
I'll put it in the Discord or sorry, in the Twitch chat as well. The link.
So this is our pretty much our North American tier. We also have a tier that races on Sundays. That's a mix of both. Say North American tier. It's just that we happen to have a lot of Canadians in this one because the timing works out for them. But a couple of Europeans in this race as well,
including myself.
Yeah, including Jesper. Yeah, it's way past his bedtime.
Oh yeah.
Watching Ace get around tours for P10, and we have a couple more penalties rolling in here.
Yeah, and I'm watching Koruma and Bronco side by side through the first chicane, swapping places back and forth.
Going through all of that, I miss the lead change. FBI agent has gotten by Spin and Win, is actually pulling away. So possibly a mistake from Spin. I know it was about 7/10 was the gap the last time I had looked, but plenty of battles through the midfield, and by the time I look back up, FBI agent has taken the lead and is starting to pull away a little bit.
The UK time on Sundays is 7 o'clock p.m. and this is at 1:30 a.m. as Dr. J put in the chat for us. So, and I'm an hour ahead of that as we see Pickle Tickle and Tours have a little bit of a battle into the Rivazzas as well.
Yep, and Gore just got by Spin for P2. So, I don't know if it's an issue, maybe starting to feel a little bit of tire wear, pushing a little too hard from the Ferrari driver, but he's starting to drop a bit, and Gord Sauce is taking advantage of that. Toneless will be the next one to take advantage of that.
I've just noticed FBI Agent is up front has a 2 second gap to Gordsos,
Yeah.
with Spin now being third.
Yeah, I'd missed the lead change. Yeah. Look to the Twitch chat and going through these midfield battles, and suddenly the races looked very different. FBI Agent out in front on the hard tires as well, so he's got plenty more life left on these tires compared to the competitors behind who are on 9-lap-old mediums.
Yeah, and Spin was also doing well, better on the hard. So I wonder if the hards are actually the tire to be on. As Gordsos actually dives into the pits.
Into the pit lane.
Interesting.
Gonna stay on board with him, perhaps. No, I don't see any damage or anything. No, he just says screw the mediums. He's like, screw the mediums, put the hards back on. He's gonna lose a couple spots.
Yeah, but he is effectively done in the pits, and I do think the hards are actually a better tire today. I wonder if it's overheating from the mediums that are causing.
But man, that puts you back so far. He is literally P19. And Echo's behind him, and Echo's nearly a lap down after an incident earlier. And Gordsau's going from top 3 to 19th, and I think he's expecting everyone else to be on the 2-stop as well, which I'm not sure everyone is.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what, especially someone like FBI Agent or Mr. Hex does.
Like, if you're on the mediums, I'd say you have another. So perhaps it's a chance to undercut, spin and win, defend from his own teammate and Toneless, and just aiming for P2. But this seems like a little bit of a risk. Let's see how it plays out for him. Still 13 laps to go in this one. JDJ in the pits. He's already on the hard, so he's going to put on the mediums, perhaps?
Yeah, unless he chose the hard tire occasion.
He's interesting. Tour's also in the pits. So we went hard there. So perhaps medium hard.
Yeah, I do honestly think the mediums are struggling with overheating. As Gordsos goes around the outside of Vinny.
Oh yeah, already on the move here.
P14 made a couple of spots into turn 2 as well. Next up for him is Spot Up in the Red Bull.
Ooh, side by side in front of them. Yep.
Yeah.
Just caught the beginning of that, so Rusty and Pickle Tickle going side by side into the chicane. Looks like no real damage done, but Pickle Tickle all the way on the curbs.
Oh, Pickle!
As soon as I went away, he goes off into the gravel. A little bit of a sketchy rejoin here. It's going to hold up, Spot Up, and I think Gord's going to try to take advantage of that. Probably get a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and he might even look at the Red Bull in front. If he can carry the speed, he can.
I think he will.
He gets 3. Incredible scenes.
Big slide for Pickle Tickle, and Spot Up involved in that. Trying to get around. And it's because of the dirty tires, still trying to drive the car like the tires are still pristine, but now they've got the dirt and the gravel on them, and then he goes over to pick up a time penalty there. So, tough lap for Pickle Tickle there. Sort of fighting from P9 to... Oh, we got a car off. Is that Spot Up has gone off?
Spot Up. On the exit of the long left-hander.
Yeah, it's Tosa, turn 7. Perhaps just
That's
lost grip. Lost grip trying to get back on the throttle out of the slow left-hander. So that'll lose him a couple of spots, which is unfortunate. He was doing pretty well, as both Toneless and Spin and Win are in the pits. Spin goes
Interesting. Let's
for the
see.
medium.
Oh, I mean, yeah, the last.
And toneless on the hards.
Perhaps Spin and Win did not have any more hearts then, as Gorsos is already in turn 2, by the way.
Yeah,
So
certainly.
great undercuts.
Yeah, huge undercut.
One Bronco, those tires does not look fun. As the Spin and Win quite easily makes his way past up to P9.
Yep, and now Toneless caught two cars between him and Spin and Win, who he was trying to fight for P2. So a little bit of work to do for the Mercedes driver. The other Mercedes driver making moves, though, gets by Mr. Obese Mode into turn 8, or perhaps turn 9. It's got a little bit of fresh air now.
Mediums. Yeah, about 3.5 seconds up to next car, which is Ace. The Haas. Ace with 3 seconds as well.
Just watch the end of a nice move. Vinny and Pickle Tickle going side by side through the chicane. Looks like Vinny was initially able to defend, but Pickle Tickle just had a better exit and takes P12. Got a lot of movement here. As Ace actually goes into the pits. That's what all that was. And Rusty gets by Mr. Obese Mode to move into P6. Whew.
Yeah, I still don't quite know how this is gonna end up. It's very, very spicy.
Yeah, I was fully expecting a one-stop, and perhaps the safety car threw a little wrinkle, and everyone's adjusting for the two-stop, and perhaps, like you had said, the mediums are overheating a little bit, so everyone needs the two-stop. Rusty trying to hold off the very hungry Ferrari of Spin and Win on fresh medium tires. Rusty on 14-lap-old hards.
Spin and Win stays behind. It's gonna wait for the start-finish straights. Vinny gets a 3 second for corner cutting.
Yeah, should be a slam dunk move now.
Yeah, we do. The Spin and Win up to P6. Just realized Mr. Hex is... Oh, Chalice in... I was gonna go up to Mr. Hex, but Chalice in the gravel.
Yep, he's gonna lose a spot to Muppet. So went a little wide on the exit there, Villeneuve. Pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hex has inherited the lead as FBI agent comes in to bolt on the hards. And yeah, Gordsauce technically out in front. He's undercut FBI agent, but man, this is going to take a hell of a defense.
Yeah, Gordsauce in an P1, unless someone like Mr. Hex decides to just stay out and see what he can do. 10 laps. Up to 9 laps to go.
If you've kept your tires nice and cool, nice and clean, then why not? Why not try to stretch it and take home a podium? Say Chalice, yeah, we'll duck into the pit lane after his adventure into the gravel. Would not say those tires are in great condition any longer. FBI gets by Gord. DRS overtake on the main straight. And we have a yellow somewhere.
Sector 3.
Yeah, it's gone green already. So it may have gone a bit wide there. So Chalice and Rusty in the pits. Yeah, such a frustratingly long pit lane here. Just takes forever.
Yeah, and you see the others coming at full speed, with probably with DRS as well. And you yourself is just waiting for that pit limiter to just shut off, but it never comes.
and
then it's too late.
you get thrown right into the deep end too, right? It's like a water slide that drops you in the 15-foot side of the pool, where you're on the racing line once you have come out of the pit lane, just hoping and praying no one just flies into the back of you as you're trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, but at least if you get hit, you get hit with the knowledge that you did nothing wrong, as long as you stayed in the white lines.
Yeah, Muppet getting double overtaken here. The two drivers with fresh tires. He will fall to P4 as FBI takes second and Gord takes third. It's like Echo trying to get this car back around. It's been a rough go for him, especially in that one section of track. The leader, Mr. Hex, not too far behind him. Hex cruising with a 5-second lead, but drivers behind are much faster with much cleaner tires, newer tires. Yeah, that gap is coming down by a lot. It's like a tenth every tick.
Yeah, and of course Mr. Hex also 3-second time penalty as well to consider. Same with Gordsos.
Oh, Mr. Hex actually has a 16-second time penalty.
Yeah, I just cut over to penalties and realized that as well. But yeah, he has penalties that he's going to serve if he pits.
It's like I'm sure he's. Oh, well, now he'll duck into the pit lane. I was about to say maybe he stays out and just tries to hold on and comes out P6 with all the penalties ahead of Bronco. There's a big gap there, but he will instead bite the bullet, sit for an agonizingly long time. And so I guess he can serve only 10 seconds of that penalty.
Yeah, it's just 10 seconds he got for. I think he was contact with Gord under the safety car.
That's right, entering the pit lane, and I think he ran into the back of Gord there. So he will sit for a long time and drop a long way down the leaderboard.
As Vinay drops 2 cars, JDJ and Ghost Viper, up to 7th and 8th respectively.
Hex will come out P15 and still with 6 seconds of outstanding penalties. So really more like P17.
Yeah, it's not been a fun... What time is it over there? It's evening. I think it's about 6 hours between me and Mr. Hex in time difference.
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind. That's lag. I thought Spin and Win went very deep, but it just popped into the racing line again.
Yeah, his car has been moving all over the place on my screen as well. Some internet-assisted jumping around. Bronco has quietly made his way up to P6. He's hanging out there.
Yeah, he's always very, very solid when it comes to that. Just quietly makes his way up. So I'm a lot of times back in Season 8 on the podium with myself and Gord. But he's gonna lose 1 spot to JDJ here.
Okay. He was very lucky he didn't lose a second as Ghost Viper was coming in very, very hot. Just behind them, we have Ace and Heavy Chalice and Vinny, 9th, 10th, and 11th. Chalice just picked up another 3 seconds. Had a very good qualifying, but has had a tough time keeping it on the track, and it's cost him. Hex trying to make his way back through the field, but has picked up another 3 seconds as well. Currently P14. Kuruma right behind him, and actually, those are teammates. Actually, Hex gets around Rusty, get to the inside, doesn't quite go wide. Clean move there.
Rusty will have to slot in behind for now. Gets a waft of dirty air and drops back to about half a second.
Yeah, new tires, a lot of space between him and Mr. Obese Mode, so perhaps Hex can just start pushing for the final 5 laps or so of this race.
Yep, and Ghost Viper smells blood on Bronco. We're gonna see a pass for P7.
Ghost Viper possibly with a little bit of front wing damage. I don't know if you see that as well. It's not a... Just seems like the wing is very low. As we have a car around, I think it's Ace. Yep, Ace in a Tamburello has... trying to get it back on track, but tough to get the traction. He's going to drop a ton of spots once more. That's the second time this race where he's had issues in Sector 1, and it's cost him quite a few spots.
It's quite easy if you catch those curves wrong to just end up pointing the wrong direction.
Yeah, some very vicious sausage curves there.
Been a win is challenging for P2 here.
Yep, there's a 3-car battle. Some penalties outstanding as Spin gets by Gord. That is for position, both of them with 3-second penalties. I think Thomas will be content to just stick behind for now. 4 laps to go. He does not have any penalties. I think he wants to keep it that way and see if he can take P2 on the timing page. Always a little bit of a risk, but it's a little bit of a risk to try to push and possibly get yourself a penalty.
Yeah, as Chavez gets up to P8 on track at least.
How about Disgruntled Muppet? P5. Think he's rolling with that one stop. Yep, 21 lap old hards.
Incredible.
Oh, Rusty is around, I believe. Well, he's back on track now, but he dropped quite a few spots down to P17. That was in Tamburello. And Koruma just went deep at Villeneuve and Tosa. Trying to deal with those dirty tires. He drops a couple spots.
Warsaw has some incredible straight line speed.
Uh-oh. Just lost FBI agent.
Oh no. Hold on. I know I have him.
It's like if he had a 5.5 second lead, that has already lost a quarter of a second since I've noticed. Spin and win licking his chops. Right.
Yeah, it's and toneless especially. 0 penalties, of course.
I'm trying to think if Toneless picked up a win last season. I don't believe he did.
The agent is back. Oh, we have a few retirees.
What just happened?
Koruma, Asage, and Rusty.
Was that in the pit lane?
Yeah, I think they all did it simultaneously. Yeah, at the same time. That's the one. Simultaneously. Wow. English is hard.
Yeah, that's a tough word.
I'm not a native English speaker if anyone hasn't figured that out by now.
See, all three deciding that it was time.
Yeah, and Toneless goes to P2 on track. No need to believe the penalties as we have a DNF. Oh no! Jesus Christ, it was ghosted.
Is that a Rusty's car coming back onto the track, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Rusty on the pit lane and then Asage on the apex.
It's like you'd think EA would figure out how to have cars safely retire in the pits, but alas.
Oh no, it's just been an issue in the game for, I don't know, 5 years at least.
Thomas getting by, spin and win, so now he has P2 on the track. Or did you say that FBI was able to get back in? I might have missed that.
Yeah, he got back in. Still dropping some time, but I think that's just Toneless pushing. And FBI agent taking it a little bit easy. No need to risk getting a penalty this late.
Yep, starting to spread out a bit in the front. They were all grouped together for a bit, but about 4 seconds back to Toneless, almost 2 seconds back to Spin, and Gord disgruntled Muppet, bringing it around a couple seconds back on that one-stop strategy. JDJ P6 as we are on the final lap.
I think Ghost Viper is smelling some blood here.
Yep, he's gonna get right to the back of him. Gets to the inside, not quite enough overlap, and is not able to make the move. Might have cut the corner a little bit there on turn 3. He'll have a couple more opportunities, though. Gortsauce has caught spin by quite a bit of time, actually. He's within half a second, now 7/10, but it was 2 seconds just a moment ago.
Yeah, he had a big slide at the exit there. Unfortunately lost a little bit of time. I think FBI Agent is rounding the final couple of corners.
Yep, he'll do some celebratory weaving. FBI Agent will take the season premiere in midweek with a glorious spin as well. Let's see if there's any collision here. FBI Agent is your winner. Toneless, a great P2. Awesome showing from him. Spin will hold off Gord for P3.
Yeah, and during all of that, Ghost Viper ran into the back of JDJ, lost the place to Heavy Chalice, and picked up another 3 seconds. So he's out of the running for P6.
Yep, that'll solidify P8 for him as he crosses the line. See, Mr. Hex, pretty good recovery drive, but let's see where he is after the penalties. He will cross the line P9.
Will be P11, I think.
Bronco will take P9 from him. Obese Mode takes P10. Hex holds on to 11th. Vinny, 12th. The Pickle Tickle had a very eventful day. He finishes 13th. Well, 14th.
That's an amazing name.
The Spotted will take 13th from him on the timing page. Very busy 20-car grid. Thank you to all the drivers that showed up to make this a very entertaining race. So much action everywhere, and hopefully we're able to get everybody a little bit of screen time.
Yeah, it showed a lot more than the real life, that's for sure.
Yeah, Imola is one you could usually skip in real life, it seems. So we got our new, I haven't seen these before, the 5 things the game recognizes. Our race winner, fastest lap, driver of the day is JDJ. Mr. Obese Mode gets the most overtakes, and Spot Up Triples has been named cleanest driver of the day. Jesper, you want to run us through our final results?
Yeah, so we have FBI Agent winning the race. We have Toneless Death in second. Spinner Win gets P3, ahead of Gordsauce and Disgruntled Muppet, running off the top 5. JDJ gets P6, ahead of Heavy Chalice. Ghost Viper gets P8, Bronco P9, and we have Obese Mode P10. Then we have Mr. Hex in P11, Vinny in P12, Spot Up P13, Pickle Tickle in P14, Tours P15, Northern Canuck P16, Echo in 17th, Quaruma in 18th, Ace Edge 19th, and Rusty in 20th. All actually classified as finishers in this race.
Well, there you have it. Probably will not be a weekly occurrence to have midweek streamed, but we did want to bring you the premiere, generate some excitement for our midweek drivers. This is going to be an awesome season for them, a very tight championship battle, we think. So if we're not streaming, make sure to tune into one of the drivers that is streaming their race. I know Gord and Vinny and quite a few others are streaming on Twitch or YouTube, so check them out for some future Wednesday action. Thank you so much for joining me, Jesper. I noticed you should have been to bed hours ago, but thank you for staying up and watching some PRL with me.
Yeah, no worries. It's always fun. Obviously, I can't do this every week because life. But yeah, as you said, you have to give it for the premiere at least. So yeah, it's been fun.
All right, well, I've been Hoop BK and Jesper, and we will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.